We're being joined by Michael from, well, Dark Tranquility. Thank you so much for joining us today, Michael. How are you doing?
Hey, my pleasure. Very happy to be here. I'm doing well. I'm traveling through Eastern Europe right now on my way to Helsinki sometime tomorrow. Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of touring activity going on at the moment, which is precisely why we are talking today, because you're going to be coming and visiting us in Australia really soon, the end of the month, in fact.
Yeah, really exciting. We're incredibly stoked and happy to be coming. It's been almost 10 years, I believe, which is a horrible shame and something that I'm not too proud of, but it's reality and no, but it's finally happening. So it's going to be awesome. We have been touring all over the US and Europe already, and we're like this tour has been insane since the album came out, and we just cannot wait to bring it to the rest of the world. To Australia specifically. So,
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, we'll talk a bit more about the rest of the world in a moment. But yeah,
yeah,
like you said, it has been about a decade since you last graced our shores.
yeah,
You have had a pretty epic history with the band, running what, some 3+ decades, 13
yeah.
albums, of which I'd say probably at least four of them have come out since you were last in Australia. How are you going to decide what you're going to play for us?
Oh, it's an absolute nightmare. It's always putting together a set list. Um, then we're working on it right now. We are sending set lists back and forth to each other, trying to figure out exactly what to do. But I think we have a pretty good plan. On the last two tours that we did, we changed set lists pretty much every night in order to kind of make it interesting for ourselves and also for some of the fans who were following us around. So we have a lot of songs to choose from. We're putting together your set list right now, and hopefully we will have songs that will include like the best of the last 10 years, plus the other 25 years as well.
That you were saying that you do try and vary up the set lists between the
Yeah,
shows. That's a lot of material to have memorized and have your fingers, voice, and other required appendages perform night after night.
it is, but it's kind of like keeping it interesting and also like to make sure that we're all kind of performing at the top of our level and to keep it exciting, I think. And fortunate, and I'm fortunate now that we have such incredible musicians in the band, and we're kind of eager to learn and kind of go back and play some of the older stuff, some of the new stuff, and some of the more obscure things that we just haven't gotten around to playing, or some songs that we just haven't played in a very, very long time that we're kind of picking up again, and it feels fantastic.
Like revisiting old friends.
Kind of, yeah. We're trying to figure out like what the hell we were thinking back in the day, and how did we come to this? How did we end up with this kind of song? It's fascinating. It's really interesting.
And with you saying that, yeah, you've got the new musicians as part of the band, do you try and replicate things and keep them sort of as album accurate as possible, or are you sort of happy for them to sort of breathe a new life through new musicians?
I like to think that we try to keep it as accurate as possible, but of course there's certain element to their playing style and that switches up the kind of the character of the song, and I really feel that some of the old songs are sounding better than they ever have. It's actually really cool, but uh, we play all the right notes, but maybe in a you slightly more sophisticated way, I would say.
And it sounds like we're going to benefit from that, yeah, when you come to Australia and play those songs for us. I saw on your website as well that it's the 25th anniversary of Projector. So do you think you'll be placing some extra emphasis on songs from that album?
Ooh, we have some plans for that. I'm not sure if we have kind of implemented them just yet. We haven't played much from the album in a long time, but we're thinking about it, and it's was strange. It's 20 years since character. It's 30 years since the gallery. So yeah, it's a lot of kind of um, things that we need to kind of keep in consideration when we put together a set list this year for sure.
Well, yeah, if they're not ready for you to perform for us, you're just going to have to make sure you don't make us wait another 10 years for you to come back and play those ones
No,
for
no,
us.
no, 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 it'll be
Now, at the start of the interview, yeah, we spoke about how epic this tour you're going on is and how you're going to be doing so much traveling. It's been, once again, 10 years since Australia. Is there other countries you're going to be visiting on this tour that you haven't been for a prolonged time? Or maybe new places and locations that you haven't played yet that you're really excited to get out to?
yeah, actually, part of our the tour that we're starting to in a couple of weeks is Japan. We haven't been there in 7 years, I think. China's been 9 years, and we're going to South Korea and to Thailand, to Bangkok for the first time ever. So that's going to be super cool. Cannot wait. I have never been to Thailand. I have a lot of friends who live there, so it's going to be very cool. So we had some new spots, and then as soon as we get home from that tour, we have a week off or something like that. And then we start a second leg of the European tour, which will take us to some really cool countries in Eastern Europe and Portugal and South Europe as well. So
It really sounds like you have a wild adventure ahead of you. And again, we're super stoked that we are included in that. Australia is really looking forward to the return of Dark Tranquility. So, yeah, we'll see you at the end of the month. You're playing, well, just three shows as well. So it's a bit of a quick little stop off in Australia, but I hope you make the most of it, and we certainly will on our end.
we will for sure. I can't wait.